mic. I should do. What's up, everybody? Or anybody is what I should say. I decided to make a different kind of video. Usually my videos are more developed, but I'm going to cut together very fast because I don't have time and I don't have a lot of things that I would like to have. The biggest thing holding me back right now, I think, is my complete irrelevance. What I've been doing for work, and it has to stop as soon as possible. So I wanted to make a video about this book I read. It's a graphic novel called Ego Hubris, written by Harvey Pekar, and based on the life story of Michael Malice. Michael Malice is an amazing writer and human being and just a funny, delightful person. And I just plowed through it in like an hour. I just couldn't stop reading it. And it's about his childhood and kind of his adolescence, his journey into becoming himself. The book is basically about this kind of internal intuition that he had his entire life, and his insistence on doing things on his own terms and never compromising, like in any situation, right? There are so many moments in this graphic novel that echo moments I've had in my life where I am presented with this challenging individual or circumstances that I know are just bullshit, and I deeply resent them because they limit my freedom and my own agency, and because of that they're untrue and they're lies, and that makes me even angrier. So I'll always do the petty thing and go with someone who's trying to control me and can try and intimidate me or trick me into thinking that me behaving in their interest is somehow something I don't have a choice in. I just relish showing those people straight up that they're full of shit and that they're lying. So there's been plenty of times like that in my life where I was in school and teachers would have arbitrary things they require of me, and I would just be like, well, I will show you that this is all bullshit. I'm not gonna do that. I know this is driving you crazy because you're used to children, young people, submitting to you because they don't have an awareness that you're just a person like them with their own flaws, and that your awareness and your knowledge is limited, so your authority is illegitimate. I knew that it would get me in trouble. I knew that it was going to piss people off. I knew that it was going to make my life harder instead of just going along with it, all right? And I didn't care. I was like, no, this is what needs to happen. Like, what needs to happen is I got to show this teacher that they don't know shit about what their job is. I got to show this stupid manager that they're full of shit and their plan is not going to fucking work. Some deep subconscious part of me just knew it was right to do that. One of the most important things I heard Michael Malice say in one of his interviews was that there's this period in every young guy's life between 25 and 28 where they're watching their peers evolve into like adulthood and having stable careers and families. And if those things aren't happening for you, it's like a devastating feeling that feels like it's going to last forever. And Michael Malice says, I am proof, and there's much proof from other people's experience that that's not true. It's not going to last forever. You're going to get through that part of your life, and those circumstances don't define what your potential is. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was interested in, And my whole goal was just getting everything out of the way so I could go and pursue those things. And all of these people seemed to think that they had a better idea of what my best interest is than I did. And that was absolutely infuriating. And as I got older, I started that loneliness and failure of that 25 to 28 year period started to really set in. And just going, oh yeah, no, like I'm a failure, like I'm a piece of human garbage. I'm refuse. I'm waste, right? I shouldn't have gone and pursued all my own interests on my own time through any means. I should have listened to what people around me were telling me, and that doubt started to creep in until recently. Those intuitions that I had as a kid were right, but I didn't know until very recently. And this Michael Malice book is a huge, huge breakthrough for me. The point is, I'm an extremely valuable human. My life has tremendous value, and I have tremendous potential. Great, irreplaceable skills that a lot of people wish they had. And I know that internally. I don't need someone to tell me that. And that knowledge that I have internally is so much stronger because for the last decade, all I've been facing is pushback from my family, from friends, from mentors, from jobs, all of it. Do it the way it's supposed to be done. Why don't you do it this way? Why do you have to be like that? Why do you have to be aggressive? Why do you have to... Just totally like the world gaslighting you. You have these big dreams. You want to be this exceptional, unusual person. It's unrealistic and unreasonable for you to expect that. No, it's not. It's just true. It's just the way it is. It's been that way since I was a child. As early as I can remember, it has always been that way. And now, after reading this book, I've been able to reflect on my youth and go, God damn, that was a gutsy little kid, man. If it's not something I look back at and regret and say, this is why I don't have a high-paying job right now. It's impressive that I did that. And I don't have a high-paying job. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a lot of things. Who cares? It's all bullshit anyways. But I do have some superpowers that other people don't have. And they come directly from the fact that I am not working within the system of conformity. So part of this intuition that I had when I was young that turned out to be true, that I know for a fact is true now, and I know will lead to the prosperous times of my life, is that I knew that if I didn't follow the rules, these rules, they're just expectations that other humans who don't know everything have decided. And the people that I look up to as artists, entrepreneurs, engineers, scientists, are all extremely independent, individualist, outside of the box thinkers. They're people that don't play by the ordinary rules. So if people are acting out of fear, if they're acting out of scarcity, if they're acting out of insecurity, it's just not as good a motivator as what you love and what you're deeply interested in. Everywhere you look, there's more messages telling you, be more relatable, be like other people around you, follow the well-beaten path. It's very difficult to go against it because there's so much social pressure. Michael Malice, another one of the key things that he said was that when he first discovered objectivism in Ayn Rand, this is a lot of his philosophy comes from Ayn Rand, and it's all about individualism and prioritizing your own best interest. I struggle and go, I'm so weird, I won't fit in anywhere. And then I see his story and I'm like, I'm not weird at all. My people are out there. I'm not gonna be, I don't have to be a pariah. And this is what Michael Malice said. He said, and that he was just gonna be hopeless and lost and alone and basically having to fight this battle by himself, right? And he realized that wasn't true, that there were others just like him, and these were the people that he really wanted to be around. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm here at 28. I'm working part-time restaurant jobs, trying to make better income, but I don't see any limits on what's possible for me. I really don't. Every time I quit a job, there's a lot of people who tell me, why are you doing that? Aren't you worried? Like, what about your insurance? To me, that makes no sense, because the only way to find what's out there is to go and look for it. So if you stay in one place, you're only going to see what's there. Exploration is where you get the most. Sometimes it's tough, especially if the job's good, right? Especially if the job's working for you, you're getting paid well, it's fulfilling some needs that you have. It's even harder to say, I'm gonna walk away from this. Here will be a bunch of people, it's unwise, I don't know if you should do that. Jobs are scarce, it's hard, you should be glad you have one. Are you a quitter? Do you just give up? Right? It's unfair. You think the rest of us just have to work these jobs we hate and you don't have to? Yeah, yes. This is what conformity does. Conformity turns the public into this mass of humans that do things because they think they have to, instead of do things because they know they can. Okay? The world is so vast. It's so big, and the depth of the unknown of what we don't know is so huge that almost everything that we can determined based on where we are now is a tiny, very tiny fraction of the truth. And that gives me tremendous hope. I've been working on the right skills this whole time. Those skills are critical thinking, being able to challenge authority, being able to dive deep and discipline myself in my own interests. But now I look around at so many people that I know and they wish they had that. So a lot of people look at me and they see someone who is more free than they are, because it's true. I am more free. I'm not going to be controlled by fear of losing my job or fear of making the wrong professional move. I'm not afraid of getting fired. I'm not afraid of quitting. I'm not afraid of getting in conflicts with people, because I know that what I'm working towards is more important than all those things, and that it'll last longer, right? Meanwhile, I look around at the status quo, and what I see is scarcity. They say, that looks bad on a resume, and also, don't you have pride in your work, and doesn't this mean anything to you, and blah, 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 blah. That's everything except, where's my paycheck, and what's the reason I'm sacrificing years of my life to be here? I've been washing dishes for the last month, and I feel like I'm better off than a lot of people I know, even though when I talk to a lot of them, they look at me and even tell me a lot of times that I'm a fucking loser. I get it. I understand why they're saying it, but they're wrong. If anyone who knows me out there, right? Anyone who has really talked to me, if you really want to say this guy's a loser and he's got nothing going on for him, I don't think anybody out there who really knows me could say, Cheo, yeah, he's a slacker and he's a grifter. He doesn't believe in anything and he's not going anywhere. I don't think anyone out there who really knows me could say that and mean it, because I know that they don't believe it. They've seen proof to the otherwise. They see it in my eyes. They see it in the things I make. They see it in the things that I say and the way that I behave. So those people who see what I've been doing and value it and tell me that they appreciate it means a lot, even if it's just one person. And for me, that one person was Michael Malice recently with this book. I looked at his story and I said, that is just like me. And he was 28, getting fired, working shitty jobs, having to, deal with the social pressure of how much money you're supposed to be making and what a proper career is supposed to be. And he just kept doing his own thing, and eventually he found his pocket of where he was going to thrive. And I'm going to find that pocket. And I know even more so now, because Michael and Harvey made this amazing graphic novel. So check it out, Ego and Hubris. Anyways, I just wanted to make that video. I wanted to share it. And I'm going to keep uploading videos like this every week or so, just to get my channel popping and get some of what I am thinking out there into the world, into the minds of other humans. So please I'm not cynical, I haven't lost hope, but I do get frustrated. So I'm frustrated today, and I've been frustrated recently. Anyways, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Have a great day, and fucking check out the graphic novel if you want.